Hi, I'm Laura Raposa from the Boston Herald's Inside Track and Track Gals TV. I have no gossip for you today. However, I do have a recipe for stewed fava beans. First, I am going to start rendering my chorizo, which is a Portuguese sausage. Some of you know it as chorizo, but we call it chorizo in down here in southeastern Massachusetts. And I'm going to render this until it gets out some of the oil, and I'm going to leave the oil in the pan because I really want the flavor. Now to this quarter pound of chorizo, I am going to add a half a cup of fresh fava beans. Now, you don't have to add fresh fava beans. You can add frozen fava beans, which you can get in the supermarkets, usually in the later spring. If you want to get fresh ones, they're very labor intensive. So maybe you'd rather go with the frozen. And then I am also going to add about 3/4 cups of onion. So this is a half cup. And my 1/4 cup. Get that nice. This is going to have great flavor. You don't have to add a lot of spice to it, which is what I really like. Now we're also going to add a half a cup of chopped tomatoes. Now, in summer, you can probably use fresh. You can use Roma tomatoes. I'm using canned, organic, chopped, diced tomatoes, which I have strained. And if you like tomatoes, you can add some more. You know, feel free to add some more. You do not have to stick with this recipe. You can just add a little more. Then I am going to add a tablespoon of minced garlic. See what I said about the flavor? And then I'm going to add about a 1/4 cup of cilantro. Now, when I was growing up, my grandmother, who's Portuguese, never used cilantro. But when I went to Portugal, there was always all these recipes with cilantro in them. And I thought, why is that? Well, I asked my grandmother, why don't you use cilantro in any of your cooking? And she says, because it makes me gag. I said, oh, that's why we never had it. Okay. So then I'm going to add about a half a cup of white wine. You don't have to use Portuguese wine. You can use any white wine. This is going to taste real good. And it's so pretty. I'm also going to add a half a cup of chicken stock, which, as you can see, I didn't make. But this is fine. Now I'm going to jack up the heat on this induction stove, which I'm not used to, but I've sort of taken lessons. Now this is just going to cook. It's going to simmer for a bit. The wine and the stock are going to boil down. And then we're going to have a nice little stewed vegetables. And you can have this in the winter. You can have it in the summer. Anytime. It's delicious. Boy, does this smell good. This is so versatile. You can put this, serve it with spicy salt hotcakes. You can serve it with chicken or on top of broiled fish. It's very versatile. Let's see how this tastes, if we need anything. Not a thing. But what I am going to do is put some in this dish and hit it with some parsley. And this would serve, I would say, depending on how you use it, 4 people. I would think 4 people. Of course, you can very easily double this recipe. Okay. Now, parsley. And voila. I know, not a Portuguese word, but there you go. Stewed fava beans. Always versatile.